Hello my fellow sloths and scientists, my name is OC and welcome back to the xCraft server. Last episode, we built the bridge to Senshi Ataranta, which is going to be my mega base this season. And right now, I am going to show you what we're gonna do today. Between episodes, which I had 10 months, I built this idea board. Or I call it the Bad Omen Incorporated Bulletin Board, on which I can put things I need to do anyway. And might as well just finish up soon. I've already put 4 signs on this. The building competition, of which we have a new building competition, a swamp building competition, but you'll hear more about that later. A cafe, which we're going to build in the community area, and a temple of sloth, which you'll find out soon enough what that's about. Beneath that, I also put Iron Factory, which is a project I'm going to finish soon, however not in this video. Since it's a very large project, and I mean, 3 things to build this episode is enough for me already. So it's going to be a busy episode today. I think we'll profit off of it if we just get right into the Temple of Sloth. Shame on me, I might have lost the replay file of the Temple of Sloth. So here is a nice replay file of a build that I definitely didn't steal a tutorial years ago on another server, which it's just a tour. Just enjoy. Wapam! The Temple of Sloth has been built. Now, as of now, it doesn't serve a purpose yet, but I would like to use the comments for that. Look at this space on the inside. It goes way up. You can see the stars, if there were any stars. And there's this space in the middle. Now, we can dig this down. We can do anything with this. But I don't know what. So, I am going to ask all of you guys to write in the comments what do you think I can do with this space. I'm actually quite happy with the design of this. It's actually one of the few builds that I really designed on my own, where I really hadn't had any help from other people. So I'm quite happy with the design. I'm going to show you something, well, both shameful and really funny. I used the design twice, except one time with the warped wood and the other time with the crimson wood. Now, the reason I used it twice is because I feel like this dome really embodies the mini game I'm trying to go for here. Now, it's a project of someone else on the server and of mine. However, the someone else might not return to xCraft as much as we would all like because of busy with work and stuff. But the idea of this is to use the Camera Udils mod to create a minigame. I think I might be able to show you a little bit of what I mean here. This is what I mean. With Camera Udils, you can detach your camera from your body and walk around freely. Now Tommy and I thought this was a really fun idea to make a minigame of. So in a minigame, what's supposed to happen is you have a map, and on the map, you place your camera. On the map, everyone places their camera on an exact block, all on the same block. And then people walk around freely in the dome and play a game. That could be tag, that could be PvP, that could be anything. That's what we're gonna decide on. And actually, I might be able to finish this minigame on my own, so I might actually do that. The only downside of it technically is that people have to download mods. But since this server has voice mod anyway, people already have mods, so that won't be a problem, I hope. So that's the idea for this minigame, and it's not something that we're gonna do in one episode. It's not something that we're gonna do this episode, but I'm definitely gonna put it on my bulletin board. You guys most definitely recognize this area, right? Yeah, that's right. It's the building contest area. A while ago, or well, in episode numbers, real short time ago, but in actual months, a long time ago, Lamb held a dirt building contest. Everyone entered the building contest with a block of diamond, and they could claim their plot. And I built this monstrosity. Since then, I've progressed a lot with building, and well, we're back with a second building contest. The swamp building contest. As you can see, 2 contestants have already built their swamp builds. And it is time for us to do the same. Yeah, that's right. This episode contains a lot of building. Again, Lamb set up this amazing contest, which I want to thank him for. And at the end, we'll vote for the winner. Now, Sato and I have spent an entire week or so preparing for this amazing build contest. Together, we did a sort of build swap kind of challenge in creative. And now it's time for us to build it in survival. And we'll start with my build, which is lucky for you guys, because you get to see that earlier. Now I've ultimately decided to place my build here. It is quite a large build, but we'll manage, as we always do. And now it is time for us to gather all the resources, so I'll get back to you after I've done that. Alright, after hours upon hours of gathering resources, we finally gathered all of them, and also we've put them into a nice categorized resource stand, which is very nice during the building process. Speaking of which, I've also terraformed this area to fit the build. And you see the holes in the ground, that's where the build's gonna go, so you can already see a little bit of the shape, which it's gonna be large. It's gonna be a very large... Oh, Sato's getting terrorized by pillagers, I see. Oh no, now they're turning on me. Well, I better start building them before they get to me, so enjoy.
Enormous instantaneous.
As you just saw, we built our entry for the swamp. Oh, well, this is my entry. We're gonna build Sato's entries as well, and you get to see that as well. But here it is. Our entry, well, it doesn't look that good from this perspective. Wait. Our entry for the swamp building contest. And Sato. Now, we already began flooding this place, and that's the next point we're coming to. We need to flood this place to a degree of 3 blocks from the ground up. And we're gonna extend it from Fox's little place. So that's what comes next. And Sato just hit me. So here's another short time lapse of us flooding the place. Hi, Sato.
The pit requires sacrifice.
Yes, that is correct. The build is completely finished. Here it is, in its full and final glory. At last, Sado and I have added the details in the water. As you can see, we've added vines all throughout the building to make the viewer comprehend that this building is really incorporated into the swamp. Well, I think it's time for a tour. Let's get into the front door, which is underwater. And close that one. Firstly, we come into this room with barrels that are empty to show how much time has passed. We should probably put cobwebs in those. And the roots from outside of the building, you can even see through the building. The roots even destroyed the wall or something. Then on the second floor, the ceiling came tumbling down and even more roots. And then you gotta sort of parkour jump onto this ladder. And then someone's popped the ladder out for you. Then this is I guess the bridge floor of the small tower. And if you go up these very small stairs, then you come into the bedroom chambers. Here you can sleep, set your respawn point, get a book out of the bookshelf and read it, and have a view of the nice other tower. Except, well, I mean, most of the curtains here are closed, and well, that's really not a sight that you necessarily want. Well, okay, this might be nice. This might be nice. Tumbling down the stairs. This is the elytra entrance for if someone just wants to make a quick whoop in. Some candles and walls here. Then the bridge, on which you can fully look out of the window to grasp the beauty of the other builds. And on the other side, the beauty of that stand over there. So beautiful. I can look at this for hours. And then you enter the main tower, which is basically just a giant staircase. But if you go up past these torches with decoration and this pitcher plant, which is a 1.20 thing, why is this trapdoor like this? You come into the main area, the main living area. The person or the wizard that lived here wrote his book all day and made food in his very modern kitchen, which really doesn't fit the era we were going for with the exterior, but well, who cares anyway? And we've used some of those chiseled bookshelves that people are on about. I like those. Oh, and we use a torch flower, of course. It's a little aquarium for some kelp there. You got the furnace part. I don't know why there's a caving into the ground. Perhaps there's a secret or some, I don't know. The book is a message to Midas. Now, Midas is a Greek mythological figure that was really greedy and wished for everything he touched to turn to gold, and it cost him. The book states, "To thine ravenous hands be forewarned. Those that seek riches in this dilapidated obelisk must cautiously circumvent the veil of gloom, strapped in chains in the catacombs. Good luck, scavenger." Whoa. Wait, just turning the page flickers the trapdoor. Oh, that's funny. Really funny how redstone works. And speaking of the Veil of Darkness strapped to chains in the catacombs, if we go down these stairs, we walk into the catacombs. Well, someone tried to warn us or something. And this, inside of the dungeon, which I don't want to get too close to, this is the Veil of Darkness. It's an entity that will do serious harm. So you better watch out. You better not cry. And well, that wraps up your tour for the Wizard Towers. Now, as you can see, Fox's stream had some real nice decoration, like these corn dogs, I believe they're called. Coral and lily pads. Now we've extended all of that a little more sparsely, because like Fox has a small area and could easily place like 5 of those in an area of 6 blocks. But we went for a more spread out option, so we don't have to get more resources, if you know what I mean. And we've also added this blue coral for the heck of it. And I believe that wraps up the building contest for this episode. Next episode, we'll continue with Sado's build contest entry, and hopefully the results of the voting. So, moving on. Oh, flying onto my own base, seeing the Temple of Sloth, it makes me so happy. It really adds something to the area, you know. And speaking of which, this area is too barren for me to really, really enjoy it, you know? For me to really be proud of it. And it's also night, so let me just sleep.
The pit requires sacrifice.
So we really, really need to add some things to the area, like vegetation or other decorations. So I put decorate area on the bulletin board. And speaking of things on the to-do list, I still need to add the interior to my Prismarine shop, which someone has helped me with, apparently. That's a lot of paintings. That must have taken a lot of leather. And also, this shop is just not selling well, you know? An interior would really help with that. People would check it out again, because like it's been a while since it's been built and nothing really happened. I haven't even stocked it twice. I've stocked it once, and it hasn't even ran out of materials yet. Next to that, I would really like to highlight this build. Fox has done an amazing job building an LA sanctuary. Like, look at this. It looks so peaceful. I almost just want to become an LA and live there for the rest of my eternal life in a digital world. And the outside as well. It's not just the inside that looks great. It's the entire building. And speaking of Fox, I would really, really like to thank Fox for making this beautiful art of me. I really love it, and it's definitely going in a special folder on my PC. So, thanks a lot, Fox. Thanks a lot. And besides all of that, Lamb has built this a beautiful building, which is beautiful from the outside and promising from the inside. This is the community quest area, an area where people can pick up a few quests, and after doing them, earn rewards, which I'm all for, you know, thanks Lamb. And quests such as expand the community questing hall, which means that Lamb wants people to build something of their own style below or above the community questing area, which I'll definitely happily take part in. Lamb wants us to extend the Nether Hub tunnel west or even east. Ooh, yeah. Which doesn't really have a good use right now, I believe, because like I don't actually think there's a portal either way, or help another xCrafter finish the Nether tunnel, which is a very nice thing to do. And for building a new shop, you get 9 of these quest tokens. And here it says that 9 of these quest tokens you can trade for 1 diamond block, which, oh damn. You can also add some decoration or a lamppost or custom trees into the hub for 3 or 2 of these. And for improving the end portal, you receive a community quest ticket, which 15 tokens equals 1 ticket. And tickets are used to gamble for a mega prize, which I'm not 18 yet, so technically I can't gamble, but we'll just skip over that part. Ooh, and a diamond block for building up a nether portal at the minigame area. Oh, I'm definitely in the run for that one. I'd love to do that. And to host an event, you also get a diamond block. And to build a minigame in the minigame area, you also get a community quest ticket, which, you know, I just talked about that. I just talked about building a new minigame. Ooh, you get 3 of these to prank a fellow xCrafter. Now that's something I'm interested in. We might get back to all of that, but not in this episode, because we still have a few things to do. And naturally, like my bulletin board tells me to do, it's time to build the cafe. I've been gathering up a lot of resources, and it's time for me to finally build the Bad Omen Incorporated cafe. Let's go! its reign and glory, the Bad Omen Incorporated Cafe, ladies and gentlemen. Now this cafe is kind of like 2 sections. It's a cafe on this side, and if we ignore the keep out sign and go to the other side, it's the same cafe on the other side, because I'm such an original bastard. And also, I sell a lot of cooked pork chops here, because, well, you can't build something in the community area without selling something, huh? So if any xCrafters are watching this, please buy your cooked pork chops here. It's only 1 diamond for 4 stacks of these. That's a steal on my part. And also, building a cafe gives me a new opportunity to wear a new skin. So this is the Bartender OC skin, which I will wear on special occasions when people come hang out at the bar for some odd reason. But this floor isn't the only thing in the cafe. There's also a first floor on which people can hang out. It's sort of like a renting lounge. You got a couch, you got a comfy couch, which you can also use as a bed. And then on the second floor, you've got the sleeping quarters. There's a bed you can use, which I am going to use right now. Again, a big kitchen. Some nice tables to eat at. Bookshelf with all the books and non-books. Which these ones I can replace with chiseled bookshelves if I feel like it. And then on the top floor, probably the most important part of it anyway. You got the storage of the entire cafe, which, yeah, we can supply all the food and stuff. And the meeting room of Bad Omen Incorporated, which I'll sit right here, of course, on the pillager throne. And there are books here. Hello, Walker here. Welcome to the... I don't know what this is. Maybe someone will read this, or it's just a book or something. I'm not returning to the server for another week. However, if the pit needs me, I will return. I have left a stash of goods for the pit to share. Also, who the f took all my choker shells? The items are where the pit first began. Also, if you need anything else, hit me up. Alright, so Walker says that he left some goodies for the pit at the place where it began. So let me check if... let me check what that is all about. Aha, Walker's area. It's been a while for me. And this, of course, is where the pit first began. Wow. That's a lot of barrels. In barrels and... What? Whoa. Oh, wow. Wow. Blackstone in case of emergency break glass. Lectern, Blackstone. What's this? Oh wow, that's me. Speaking of this, I would like to really thank Nightflower for creating this beautiful drawing of me. I also use it in my profile picture. It's just an amazing drawing overall. I thanks a lot. Stone dirt. Wow. Moss, oak, mangrove roots, an anvil, 30 diamonds, a book and quill, Walker's Weeklies, mud, shroom lights. It's that's from the farm that we built together. Wow, this is absolutely stunning. Wow, that's a lot of azalea. Whew. Crimson. Damn, I'm gonna ask Walker if this is actually up for grabs, because, like, I'll definitely take this any day of the week. Oh, what's this about? Oh, that's even more grass. Wow. And of course, this is where the pit first began. We took like 7 blocks of lava out of the original pit, but these blocks are still the original. This is the pit. Wasn't it nice of Walker to give us stuff like that? Like, all of that. That was such a lot of stuff. Like, I'll definitely use that for my future builds. I wish I knew about that before I built this one, because, like, I needed a lot of resources for that. It took a long time to gather those, and it would have been way easier if we knew where to find them. Alright, as you can see, we are back in the swamp building area, because it is time for us to build Sado's swamp build. Now, Sado over there is already terraforming the place. It's going to be a huge build, like this one that I'm standing atop right now, that we've built earlier in this episode. So that's 2 swamp builds in one video. Now, that's a lot of building. Now, we're gonna collect the resources here. I've already been collecting some leaves and vines, but more has to be collected soon. With the help of this beacon, Sado can terraform this entire area to fit his build. So after I've completed gathering the resources, I'll get back to you on this project. Well, it's raining outside of this beautiful building, so I'm hiding in here for a little bit. But we've gathered all the resources for Xado's entry in the swamp build. Xado's already started building, so I better start the replay file and start helping him. Here's another time lapse. And with enough terraforming and building, this is Sado's build. There's a lot of trees, it's a really overgrown area. It's mostly decoration, to be fair. There's also a few statues scattered around, like this one of a griffin, or this wall that's been tumbling down, or the villager statue over here that's been crumbling. And the most important centerpiece of it all, the ruin, which the lore behind this is that this witherhead's been powering this thriving ecology for years, and that well, ever since a few things in the ecology have broken down, like the griffin statue, which has an iron block that's powering it, which is supposed to protect all the wildlife, and as you can see, there is no wildlife here. Or this wall that's been crumbling down, that was supposed to protect all the buildings with an amethyst block, but that's been crumbled, so the griffin statue is also crumbled, and the ruin is also crumbled. Same goes for the villager statue, which powers all the trees. And if we hop over the crumbled bridge, there's a ruined well, which has a gold block that powers all the remaining plants and decorations in the river. And last but not least, there's this statue of a man that's sort of... That's the least crumbled of it all, I suppose. It's the least broken of all the statues. But that one emits particles that protect the water in the river. And overall, a lot of mangrove roots coming from the giant willow tree and the river running through it, which then ends up, after a slight waterfall, into my build over there. So we've tried to integrate it into the other swamp builds, because it's all connected now. And we did our best transitioning from a swamp into a mountains biome here, but could use a little bit more attention and work. We had to rush it because voting starts, which is my next point. The swamp contest has now ended, and at this stand over here, you can put your votes. There's 4 plots, number 1 being Fox's boat, number 2 being Lamb's bamboo cherry hut over there, number 3 being my wizard tower, and number 4 being Sado's build. We have to vote for the build that kept to the swamp theme most, who did the best landscaping, and the best overall build. So, for kept in theme, I am going to give that one to Lamb over there, because that's a build you would clearly see in a swamp. For the terraforming, I gave that one to Sado, because his build has a natural ecology all over the place. There's trees and roots everywhere. It's just very detailed. And overall build, I gave that one to Fox. I can't stop stating how much I love this boat. So until we have a winner, which I will announce next episode, this was the swamp contest. I had great fun building these 2 builds, so thanks Lamb for hosting again. And that also marks the end of this half-an-hour long episode. It's been a blast creating this. It's been in the works for like 10 months, because I didn't do anything about it for like 9 of those. And finally, I had the motivation again to start working on this episode again. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.